You are cruising down the highway, minding your own business, when suddenly your speedometer drops dead to zero. A second later, the transmission shifts hard, or maybe it refuses to shift at all, and the engine starts roaring. It is a scary feeling because you instantly think your transmission has blown up. But before you start looking up the price of a new transmission, let's talk about trouble code P0720. This code stands for Output Speed Sensor Circuit Malfunction. Think of this sensor as the eyes of your transmission. It sits right on the tail shaft and counts how fast the output shaft is spinning. This data tells the computer exactly when to change gears and how to operate the speedometer. When this sensor fails or the signal gets interrupted, the computer goes blind. It usually goes into a safety mode, often called limp mode, where it maximizes line pressure to prevent slipping, which causes those harsh, clunky shifts you are feeling. Now, fixing this is often easier than you think. On many vehicles, this sensor uses a little plastic gear to read the speed. Over time, that plastic gets brittle and the teeth strip off. Pull the sensor out, it is usually just one bolt on the outside of the transmission, and look at the gear. If it looks like an apple core, you just need a new gear. However, the problem can also be electrical. The wiring down there gets soaked in oil and road grime. Inspect the harness for any melted spots or broken wires. If you have a multimeter, measure the resistance across the sensor's pins and compare it to the factory specs. If the reading is open or infinite, the internal coil is broken and the sensor is trashed. Also, keep in mind that on some cars, this sensor shares a circuit with the transmission fluid temperature sensor. If that temperature sensor acts up, it can sometimes drag the speed sensor signal down with it. So, if you replace the speed sensor and the code comes back, check the temp sensor wiring too. It is a bit of detective work, but swapping a $20 sensor is a whole lot better than rebuilding a transmission.